Welcome back. You are now at the end of your second week. Today we are going to continue to look at thoughts and examine some common thinking patterns. So get into position now, and then when you are ready, gently close your eyes. Allow any sounds in the room, in the house, any notifications to fade into the background while your focus shifts to your breath. Feel the breath as it enters and leaves the body. Savor the feeling of release, and use that feeling to release tension in your forehead, in your face, and in your neck and shoulders. Cast your mind back to when you noticed your mood change. Allow those thoughts to enter your mind without any resistance, without any reaction. Simply notice the thoughts that are surrounding that feeling. There is no need to get any more involved than that. See if you notice any tension. Notice what happens in your body. We are only looking to build awareness. There is not a single person in the world who thinks rationally and logically all the time. On a physical level, when we are stressed or anxious, our thinking changes. Choices become narrow. Rational choices are not always available to us. Over time, psychologists have identified a number of common thinking patterns that occur when people are in this state, when people are stressed, anxious, or in pain. Understanding these thinking patterns can be quite empowering. One such thinking pattern is called catastrophizing. Catastrophizing commonly happens when negative things are blown out of proportion and positive things are played down. For example, you might give a talk and fumble at one moment and conclude that the whole talk was a disaster. Or you might find yourself saying things like, "I can't cope, I can't bear it, I will never be free of this burden," even though you may have coped in the past and have had moments when you feel okay. When catastrophizing takes over, everything seems absolute and final. Catastrophizing has the effect of making you feel helpless. You play down your assets and exaggerate the consequences of your failings. Have you ever noticed yourself in this state? Another common thinking pattern that occurs when a person is anxious, stressed, or in pain is black and white thinking. This is sometimes called all or nothing thinking. You will know you are thinking in this way when you start using words like every time, or always, or never. For example, you might make a mistake and you say, nothing ever goes right, or why am I always unhappy? In this thinking pattern, there are no shades of grey. It's all black and white. These thinking patterns, catastrophizing and black and white thinking, they go hand in hand. But catastrophizing is much easier to spot in yourself than black and white thinking. Black and white thinking often needs to be pointed out by someone else. Some more examples of black and white thinking are things like, doctors are either really terrible and they do not listen, or they are amazing. Or another one is, every psychologist I've ever seen is completely useless, apart from this one. If you find yourself making statements like that a lot, then there is a good chance that black and white thinking is a pattern that is relevant to you. Another unhelpful thinking pattern is called emotional reasoning. Emotional reasoning is when we use feelings as evidence to say something is true. This one is very easy for an outsider to see, but very hard to see in ourselves because the feelings are so real. It goes like this. Your mood may be low on a particular day, so you conclude, I am a moody person. Or, I feel like an idiot, therefore I am an idiot. The feeling you feel is used as evidence for the truth. When feelings are used as evidence for what is true, life becomes very difficult to manage. This type of thinking can make you feel hopeless because it creates an inconsistent life. Because life only seems okay when you're feeling good. We are now going to do a reflective relaxation exercise where I'll present one of these thinking modes one after the other, and each time I do, I will ask you to reflect and see if you can think of any moment where you may have found yourself in that thinking mode. Release tension now in your body by savouring the out-breath. Do this for the next 5 breaths. Let's look at catastrophizing. See if you can remember a time when you felt helpless, afraid, or anxious, when you thought to yourself, I will not cope, I can't do this, or nothing will ever change. When we catastrophize, we don't trust ourselves. But the truth is, we have coped before. We are strong. So this thinking style takes us out of reality and into an anxious space, which is why it's called an unhelpful thinking style. If you notice yourself in this state at any time, the best thing you can do is calm your nervous system. It's not a good time to be thinking, but it's a great time to be savoring the out-breath. Let's look at black and white thinking. This is where you feel there are no shades of grey in a situation. Things are either one way or another. There is no in between. See if you can recall a time when you used the following phrases. Nothing ever goes right. Why am I always unhappy? Or why is he or she so perfect? Thinking in black and white terms gives you a sense of control. It's comforting to be certain about things. But that certainty is not based on reality, because there are shades of grey in almost every situation that is not life-threatening. As your relaxation and breathing skills get better, you will learn to sit in your uncertainty and rely less on black and white thinking. Finally, we'll examine emotional reasoning. This is where emotions are used to gather up information. You believe that something bad will happen because you happen to be feeling bad. A classic example is guilt. You say, I feel guilty, therefore I am a bad person. Think of a time you might have gathered up evidence not with your senses, but rather with your emotions. If this is a thinking mode you often find yourself in, then you are open to being manipulated by others, because all a person needs to do to convince you of something is make you feel a certain way. If you find yourself in this mode often, then it might help to reflect on the difference between a feeling and a fact. Between now and the next session tomorrow, think about these three thinking styles and how they might play a part in your life. Catastrophizing, black and white thinking, and emotional reasoning. Even the slightest bit of awareness will help. Like they say in the classics, in the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed woman rules.